Hi, my name is Mike Rutkowski, estate planning and elder law attorney here at the Rutkowski Law Firm. What are you doing in here?
Hey Dad, you're in my chair.
In your chair? I'm not giving up my chair.
Welcome to the Rutkowski Law Firm.
Michael, can you give us an example of people who come in and talk to you about a will and what that journey sort of looks like in their understanding of what they actually need?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Since this happens every day, I'd be happy to. Actually, just yesterday, so working with a family that called in looking for a will, very typical, right? And it's just because there's so much education that needs to happen around estate planning. And we've been taught that like wills are the gold standard. So many families call our office looking to put in place a will. We sit down and have the conversation about, what are their goals? What are they looking to accomplish when coming to meet with an attorney and do estate planning? And they were saying a lot of things like, we want to make sure to avoid the probate court. We want to protect our assets. And I asked follow-up questions of like, well, what does protecting your assets mean to you? And so we really got talking about, some things that happened in their life that led them to do some estate planning, which was their mom had been in a long-term care facility for almost 4 years at about $15,000 per month. And so they had heard that there was some kind of tool that they could automatically qualify for the Medicaid long-term care benefit and not have to spend $10,000, $15,000 a month out of pocket. So it's always interesting, they were so adamant when we first started talking about a will, but when really diving into what are their goals with estate planning, they're telling me all the things that lead towards trust. And so we just had that conversation. If you want to avoid the probate court, a will has to go through probate. You can't do that. So if you want to avoid probate, at a minimum, we're looking at some type of trust. But when we're talking about, hey, I don't want to go through what my mom had to go through, where essentially she went completely broke being in a long-term care facility as long as she was, what are our options there? We really started talking about asset protection and how that can help them. So there's a certain type of trust that can do all of these things that they're saying. It can avoid the probate court. It can automatically qualify an individual for government benefits to pay for long-term care. And that was something that it just, they wanted a will, but what they were really saying was, I want that trust. I don't want to have to do any of the things or go through any of the things that my family has experienced. I want to set this up as easy as possible for my kids. I want to make sure to leave a legacy for them so that, they have some type of inheritance left and it's not all squandered on long-term care costs. So it's just, it's always interesting having those conversations. And it's really just it's such a casual, just tell me what's going on in your family and let's just talk about it. And then, if there's a solution that we can provide, we're doing that. We're talking them through those options.
I think that really helps us understand too, in terms of what trusts can do and what different types of trusts can do. So hang on to your hats, everyone, and keep on watching as we are going to go unpack what asset protection trust is and why it's different from the others. See you there.